depending on how you want to phrase it, you're more than welcome to.
When you say that, is that all? You just got to say one of them?
Yeah. Well, it's your turn signal, it's your four-way, and it's your marker light or your running light. So turn signal, four-way, running light, turn signal, four-way, marker light. Either way is fine. Okay, as long as you get turn signal, four-way in there too. Okay. Low beam, high beam, clear in color, securely mounted, not crack, damage, or broken. My lens cover itself, securely mounted, clear in color, not crack, damage, or broken, and it's clean. Come to this side. Come do the same exact thing on this side you just did on that side, unless he tells you to move on. Okay? So, under mirror mount, securely mounted, all my bolts are in place, not crack, damage, or broken, and I'm not missing any parts. My reflector, amber in color, securely mounted, not crack, damage, or broken. Turn signal, four-way, marker light, or running light, amber in color, securely mounted, not crack, damage, or broken. Low beam, high beam, clear in color, securely mounted, not crack, damage, or broken. My lens cover, clear in color, securely mounted, not crack, damage, or broken. And then you undo this latch. So the main reason you're over there is to undo that latch. Okay? So you start on the passenger side. The only thing over here is your alternator. Okay? My alternator, securely mounted. All my bolts are in place. It is belt driven. Okay? My electrical connections are securely connected. They are not ripped, frayed, or torn. My belt itself is securely mounted. It is not ripped, frayed, or torn. It is not snugged. There is no more than 3/4 inch play in the center of the belt. That's the only thing on this side. So now you go to the other side. Okay, my coolant reservoir is securely mounted. All my bolts are in place. It is not cracked, damaged, or leaking. Through the sight glass, I can see I'm at the proper level. If I was not at the proper level, this is where I would fill it. My cap is hand tight. It's not cracked, damaged, or leaking. All my hoses are securely connected. They are not cracked, damaged, or leaking. From there, I'm going to go to my water pump. My water pump is belt driven. It is securely mounted. All my bolts are in place. It is not cracked, damaged, or leaking. My belt itself is not ripped, frayed, or torn. It is not snugged. And there is no more than 3/4 inch play at the center of the belt. All my hoses are securely connected. They are not cracked, damaged, or leaking. From there, I'm going to go to my oil. Okay? You just have to describe how you would check your oil. I pull my dipstick out, wipe it off, reinsert it, pull it out again, make sure I'm at the proper level. Reinsert it. If I was not at the proper level, this is where I would fill it. My cap is hand tight. It is not cracked, damaged, or leaking. From there, I go to my air compressor. My air compressor is gear driven. It is located behind the firewall. You cannot see it. Okay? It is not cracked, damaged, or leaking, and all my bolts are in place. From there, power steering pump is behind the frame, and gearbox. They are gear driven. They're securely mounted. All my bolts are in place. It is not cracked, damaged, or leaking. Power steering reservoir is securely mounted. All my bolts are in place. It is not cracked, damaged, or leaking. Through the sight glass, I can see I'm at the proper level. If I was not at the proper level, this is where I would fill it. My cap is hand tight. It is not cracked, damaged, or leaking. All my hoses are securely connected. They are not cracked, damaged, or leaking. From there, I'm going to come all the way in and talk about my frame. My frame is securely mounted. It is not cracked, damaged, or bent. There are no signs of excessive holes or illegal welds, which would weaken my frame. Okay. From there, I'm going to come out to my steering shaft or steering rod. Securely mounted. It is not cracked, damaged, or bent. My universal joints, 2 of them, or couplings, in your paperwork it says couplings, are securely mounted. They are not dangerously worn. They are free of debris. Okay. From there, I'm going to drop down here. You have your spring hanger mount and your spring hanger. 2 separate things. They are securely mounted. They are not cracked, damaged, or bent. All my bolts are in place. My springs themselves, they are securely mounted. They are not cracked, damaged, broken, shifted, or missing. Okay? My 2 U-bolts, right? They are securely mounted. They are not cracked, damaged, or bent. All my nuts are in place. My bushing, the tall thing in the middle, is securely mounted. It is not cracked, damaged, or missing. My shock absorber is securely mounted. All my bolts are in place. It is not cracked, damaged, or bent. It is not leaking. From there, I'm going to come out a little more and do my pitman arm. My pitman arm is securely mounted. All my bolts are in place. It is not cracked, damaged, or bent. My castle nuts, okay, there's 3 of them. Securely mounted. It's not cracked, damaged, or missing. My cotter key or cotter pin, this piece of metal right here, is securely mounted. It is in the locked position. Okay. My drag link is securely mounted. It is not cracked, damaged, or bent. Okay. Takes me to my airline. Okay. My airline is securely connected. It is not cracked, damaged, or leaking. My brake chamber is securely mounted. It is not cracked, damaged, or dented. It is not leaking. My slack adjuster and push rods, these 2 things here, okay, they are securely mounted. All my parts are in place. It is not cracked, damaged, or bent. It is not leaking. There is no more than 1 inch of free play. Okay. In here you can't really see it, but the brake drum and liner. My brake drum and liner is securely mounted. All my bolts are in place. It is not cracked, damaged, or dent. There are no signs of holes or illegal welds. My brake liner is not dangerously worn thin, no more than 1/4 of an inch, and is free of contamination such as grease and oil. Okay? Sidewall, sidewall. ABC. No abrasions, no bubbles, no cuts. Top of the tire, evenly worn, no less than 4 32nd tread depth. Okay? My rim is securely mounted. It is not cracked, damaged, or bent. There are no signs of illegal welds. All my lug nuts are securely mounted. They are not cracked, damaged, or missing. There's no signs of cracks or distortions indicating an over-tightening lug nut. No signs of shiny threads or rust trails indicating a loose lug nut. Okay? My hub seal is securely mounted. It is not cracked, damaged, or leaking. All my bolts are in place. If I needed to check it, this is where I would do it. My cap is hand tight. It is not cracked, damaged, or leaking. My valve stem is securely mounted. It is not bent. It's not cracked, damaged, or leaking. The metal cap is in place. If I needed to check or add air on my tire, this is where I would do it with a proper tire gauge. From there, I'm looking underneath my engine. There are no obvious puddles underneath my engine or my transmission. Okay? My general overview, all my wires, all my hoses, all my air lines are not ripped, frayed, or torn, cracked, damaged, or leaking, and they're all securely connected. Okay? When I'm happy with this, I'll take one last quick look so I didn't forget anything. I would check that side the same way I check this side. And that is your engine compartment. Okay? That's it. Peace out.